Break the Board Sports. Click that like, hit subscribe. It's your boy RJ Cash. NHL hockey for Tuesday. We're breaking it down, going through all the games, giving you all the trends. I'll give you my leans, I'll give you my picks, but more importantly, the trends are kind of to give you things so you can become a better handicapper. I'm very interested in helping people become better handicappers, learning what trends to look for and helping them making their own decisions. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't have time for that and you're like, I just want plays, you can go to the website, breaktheboardsports.com, sign up for all of our plays, just $1.37 a day for the calendar year. Let's hop right in it. And we got a big slate to run down through here in NHL. So I'll try to go as quick as possible for attention span purposes. San Jose Sharks will visit the New York Islanders. That over-under is set at 6.5. Now, the Islanders are laying 220 plus 180 on the comeback for the Sharks. 18% of bets for the Sharks, equating to 51% of the handle. Again, low ticket count, high dollar amount usually tells me we got some public or pro money going rather. 82% of tickets, but only 49% of the handle going to the New York Islanders. And that makes sense because the Islanders shouldn't be favored by 220 over anybody. I know the San Jose Sharks suck, but there is a point of no return here. As far as that over under 6.5, 70% of tickets are going to the under, 30% of tickets to the over, and the money is about the same. 68% of the money to the under, 32% of the money to the over. When you hop in here, San Jose, they've lost 10 in a row. They're absolutely pathetic. And to make matters worse, they're 0-8 straight up on the road their last 8 matchups. Now, Islanders are no bargain. 1-4 straight up their last 5 at home. And they're 5-14 straight up their last 19 overall. However, when these two teams play head-to-head in New York, the Islanders have taken 5 of the last 7. So 5-2 against the Sharks. Overall, 5-1 straight up against the Sharks the last 6. Now, the over has covered 5 of the last 6 games that the New York Islanders have played in. When you go in and you look at on the season, again, the Sharks 0-3-2, Islanders 2-3-0. Last year, they played twice. Both of those going to the Islanders 4-1 and 4-2. Again, when you look at it, the Sharks, they're just absolutely just a bad hockey team, man. But with that being said, as I click over, I'm going to pull the game up over here at FanDuel. I got FanDuel and DraftKings both up, but I really like what FanDuel brings to the table with some of their stuff, all totals and all. You can get the Sharks plus a goal and a half, minus $1.40. I would actually look maybe putting them plus 2.5 goals in some type of parlay. Other than that, I just can't lay $2 with the Islanders. Gambling 101, handicapping 101. You can't lay big prices with bad teams. I always say that. It doesn't matter if it's hockey, college hoops, baseball, just really hard laying big numbers with certain teams. But let's move on to the next game as we're going to skip. No play on that. Devils at the Maple Leafs. This should be a good one. Right now, the Maple Leafs minus $1.22, plus 102 on the comeback for the Devils. Your over-under is 5.5. Now, as we say, a lot of these hockey overs getting bet up right now. 77% of tickets, 76% of the handle to the over, 23% of tickets, 24% of handle to the under. Now, as far as the spread goes, 66% of tickets are siding with the Maple Leafs, equating to 43% of the money. 34% of the tickets going with the visiting Devils, equating to 57% of the money in this matchup. Now, as far as trends for the game, Devils 4-1 straight up their last 5, but they're just 2-4 straight up their last 6 on the road. As far as them and the Maple Leafs hooking up together, Toronto has won 14 of the last 17 meetings head-to-head with these two teams. So Toronto has the 14-3 edge over the Devils. The over has been the way to go. It's cashed 5 of the last 7 for the Devils, 10 of the last 14 for Toronto. It's cashed 7 of the last 9 games Toronto has played at home, and head-to-head 5 of the last 7 have gone to the over between these two teams. When you dive in and you look over the last 10-game stretch, something real good. The guys over at CapperTech do an absolutely phenomenal job with this. The Toronto Maple Leafs, their last 10 games as a home favorite, 4-6. Their last 10 games straight up as a favorite, 3-7. As a dog, their last 10 games, the Devils 3-7 straight up. As a road dog, 3-7 straight up. But on the road, away from home, as a dog, the Devils are 500 over the last 8, 4-4. When I look at this game, just going into last year's matchups, again, tons of different sites. Devils come in 4-1. Maple Leafs come in 3-2-1. We talked about Maple Leafs have won 7 of the last 10 head-to-head. The Maple Leafs coming off a loss. They're in overtime to the Kraken 4-3. The Devils coming off a win as they're on a 4-game winning streak. I would actually side with Toronto here. I like the Maple Leafs. They've had the Devils' number. Devils are riding in hot, but Toronto's just really had their number. Toronto's going to be a play for me today, minus $1.22. Just think it's really good value there. You're getting Toronto at a low number. Typically, you got to pay through the nose if you want to bet the Maple Leafs. So I'll go ahead and take them here in this spot. Next game on the board, Vancouver Canucks visiting the Pittsburgh Penguins at over under 6.5. Right now, the visiting Canucks laying $1.15 on the road. Hometown Penguins minus 105. Now, check this out. The 6.5, perfect split on tickets, 50-50 right now. Again, we got some time. But 98% of the money to the over, 2% of the money to the under. So the under is going to be needed by the books if it stays. I don't even see, again, the 20% with that big of a lopside at this point. 53% of tickets to the Canucks, 47% of tickets to the Penguins. But the money shakes out completely different. 80% of the money on the Penguins, 20% of the money on the Vancouver Canucks. So that tells me this is a pros versus Joes. Joes love the Canucks. Pros love the Penguins. Now, the Canucks, I get it. They're 5-1 straight up their last 6 on the road and 4-2 straight up their last 6 overall. Pittsburgh, though, is 5-2 in their last 7. And more importantly, Pittsburgh's been really good at home. They're 8-3 their last 11. Head-to-head, the over has cashed 5 straight games between these two teams. And when the games have been played in Pittsburgh, the over has cashed 4 of the last 5. So, again, it's been all over all the time between these two teams. Both teams come in 4-2 on the puck line. The Canucks 3-3 ATS, the Penguins 5-1 ATS. Even though the Pens are minus 105 as the dog, I'm going to take the Pens here as a dog here, minus 105. So official plays for today on Tuesday. I'm going to go ahead. Let's take we got the Maple Leafs minus $1.22 and the Pittsburgh Penguins minus 105. Next game on the board, Seattle Kraken visit the Washington Capitals. Capitals laying a huge number, just incredibly huge here. Minus 270, plus 220 on the comeback for the Kraken. Over under 5.5 now. 59% of tickets, 63% of the money to the over. 41% of tickets, 37% of the money to the under. But what's troubling here is the Caps are just getting absolutely bet up hard. 86% of bets, 78% of the handle to the Caps. 14% of bets, 22% of the handle to the Kraken. Just, again, a very, very high number. Caps come in 4-2. Kraken come in 3-1-2. Kraken are 5-1. To the puck line here. Now, the Kraken lost yesterday 5-2 to the Philadelphia Flyers, but head-to-head, them in Washington, Washington's ran off 3 straight. Kraken on a back-to-back, so I get the line, but man, that's just way too high for me. But again, let's get into these trends, see if we can find something here for you as we look at it. Washington. Actually, I don't have that up, so I do apologize. Here we go. Washington, over their last 10, have been on a roll, 7-3 there against the Kraken. Again, that's just a high number, man. Gosh, that's a high number. Going to take a pass on this one. I guess if you wanted to do something with the Caps, I would put them their money line in a parlay somewhere. Again, I see Kraken on the back-to-back. I obviously wouldn't take the Kraken. But I wouldn't lay 270 outright with the Capitals. It would have to be in some type of parlay. Actually, let's kind of type this in now and just see what we get. If we were to take if we take the Capitals, just because I like the game, and we take Rui Hachimura, follow me here, Rui Hachimura to score at least 10 points for the Lakers in the NBA tomorrow night, and we take the OKC Thunder raising the banner, that gets you plus 159. I'll put a half unit on that. So a half unit, Rui Hachimura, 10 plus points, the Caps money line and the Thunder money line, plus 159 real time here. We'll put a half unit on that. So we got the Maple Leafs for a single unit minus 122, the Pens minus $1.05, single unit there. And we got our little parlay. We put together Caps, Thunder money line, Rui Hachimura, 10 plus points. Again, love those little player props. Basketball is the best, I think, on the player prop side of things. Next game on the board, Edmonton Oilers at the Ottawa Senators. Now, Edmonton laying $1.35 on the road, plus 115 on the comeback for the Senators. Over under 5.5. And again, as every game, 80% of tickets, 98% of the handle to the over, 20% of tickets, 2% of money to the under. Under is going to be a huge need for the books. Now, 79% of tickets to the Oilers, 21% of tickets to the Senators, 58% of money going to the Oilers, 42% of the money going to the Ottawa Senators on this one. Edmonton, 2-6 straight up their last 8 and 2-5 straight up their last 7 on the road. They haven't been very good. However, in its last 10 games in Ottawa, head-to-head in Ottawa, Edmonton has an 8-2 mark. Ottawa just 1-4 their last 5, and it's been all over all the time. 8 of the last 10 games Ottawa's played at home has went over the total, and head-to-head with Edmonton, 4 of the last 6 have went over the total in this matchup between these two teams. Again, if you're looking last year, dive in. Again, Edmonton comes in 2-3-1. Ottawa comes in 2-4. Edmonton, 8 of the last 10 games, they have taken Ottawa here, and they took them last year, all 3 meetings, 3-1, 5-2, 5-3. So really, really good there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay it with the Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to take them minus $1.35 for our 4th play. So we got 3 single units and a half unit little parlay. Halfway home, 5 games left on the slate. Florida Panthers visiting the Boston Bruins. Florida Panthers laying $1.55, plus 130 on the comeback for the Bruins. Your over-under is 5.5. 68% of tickets to the over, 32% of tickets to the under, 58% of the money to the over, only 42% of the money to the under there. And then it's split both ways. 65% of tickets and handle going to the visiting Panthers, 35% of the tickets and handle going to the Boston Bruins for this game. Now, Florida 6-3 straight up their last 9 games head-to-head with the Boston Bruins. The under is cashed 6 of the last 8 games Florida's played in, but the over is cashed 6 of the last 7 that the Bruins have played in. Speaking of over, Florida, when on the road, 11 of their last 15 have flown over the total as well. Again, Florida's really had Boston's number here in this series. As far as coming into the game, Florida right now 3-4, Boston 3-4. Boston coming off the West Coast trip back home. They had Vegas, Colorado, Utah. They lost all those on the road. They started out 3-0. They've now lost 4 in a row, as well as the Florida Panthers won 3 in a row. They've lost 4 in a row. So both teams on a losing streak. Something's got to give. I'm going to go ahead and take the Florida Panthers here, minus $1.50. You can find that at FanDuel, minus $1.50. I'm going to go ahead and take them here, the Florida Panthers, for our 4th play. LA Kings will visit the Blues. Blues laying $1.30, plus 110 on the comeback, the over-under 5.5. 70% of tickets, 99% of the handle going over that 5.5. 30% of tickets, 1% of the handle going to that under 5.5. Now, let's get into the game straight up. 69% of tickets and 80% of money are going to the St. Louis Blues. 31% of tickets and 20% of the money going to the LA Kings for this game. Now, LA 1-9 straight up their last 10, have not been playing good hockey. The Blues have been on fire dating all the way back to last year. The Blues 16-2 straight up their last 18 home games, and they're 5-1 at home head-to-head when playing the LA Kings. Talk about over-unders. When these two teams have matched up, 5 of the last 6 have went under the total. But outside of that, it's been an overfest. 12 of the last 15 games for the Blues have went over the total. 6 of the last 7 on the road for the Kings have went over the total. Now, these two teams kind of going in a little bit different directions, as we said. Blues 3-2, Kings 1-3-2. Kings are 4-2 on the puck line. St. Louis 3-2 on the puck line. Blues had won 4 straight until the Kings got them 2-1 their last matchup. When I look at this game, I'm just going to stay away. If anything, I would look at alt total for the Kings, maybe put them with plus 2.5 goals and fit in with the Capitals money line or something like that. Maybe if you're I'm not a player prop guy with hockey, can't help you with that. Just way too much to cover. It's a bandwidth thing. But maybe you have somebody else that can help you with player props. Just nothing I like on the side of this game. I love like the Blues and Edmonton and Pittsburgh. I love those games a whole lot better than trying to throw something out there just to be like, oh, let me pick every side for everybody. That doesn't work. Next game on the board, Nashville Predators hosting the Anaheim Ducks. Nashville laying $1.25, plus 105 on the comeback for the Ducks. That over-under sets at 6.5. 72% of bets, 65% of the handle to the under. Something we haven't been seeing here in the past couple of weeks is money going to the under. 41% of bets, 86% of the money to the over. Now, as far as the spread goes, 68% of tickets, 78% of the money siding with the hometown Predators. 32% of tickets, 22% of the money siding with the Anaheim Ducks in this one. Now, Ducks, they come in 2-2-1. Predators come in 2-2-1. The Ducks have failed to cover a puck line the whole year. 0-5 on the puck line. Predators, they're 2-2 on the puck line. Now, these two teams have split the last 10 meetings that they've played against each other. Anaheim just 2-7 straight up their last 9, and they're 1-7 on the road. Just god awful on the road. Nashville, they're not much better. They're 1-4 their last 5 games, but Anaheim is 5-1 straight up its last 6 games against Nashville. So they, despite everything else, they've been able to beat the Predators. The under is cashed 5 of the last 7 for the Anaheim Ducks. The under is cashed 6 of the last 7 for the Nashville Predators. Again, just nothing I'm going to get involved in here. Gun to my head, if I had to pick the game, I would take plus money with the Ducks. That would be my lean. 2 more on the slate. Columbus Blue Jackets visit the Dallas Stars. Stars laying $1.98, plus 164 on the comeback for the Blue Jackets. That over-under 6.5. 72% of tickets, 65% of the money to the under. 28% of tickets, 35% of the money going to the over. Now, as far as spread, it's all Stars all the time. 90% of money, 82% of the ticket going to the Stars. 10% of tickets, 18% of money going to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets come into this game 2-3 straight up, 3-2 on the puck line. Stars 3-2 both ways, both straight up and the puck line. Stars have taken 7 of the last 10 matchups that these two teams have faced head to head. Columbus 8-3 straight up its last 11. But again, Dallas has taken not only 7 of the last 10, they've actually taken 8 of the last 11 against the Blue Jackets. Dallas 3-6 straight up their last 9. As far as over-unders, the under is cashed 4 of the last 5 in Columbus's games and 6 of the last 7 for the Blue Jackets on the road. But Dallas, they've played more to the over. 5 of their last 6 games have went to the over, and 4 of their last 5 have went to the over. Head-to-head, 4 of the last 5 games here have went to the over. Again, when you look at this game, the Dallas Stars, obviously superior team, or at least should be, but the Stars have lost back-to-back games against the Blues and against Vancouver. Columbus coming off the win against Tampa. And Columbus, dating back to last year, like I said, they've just been playing solid hockey. I'm not playing the game, not touching it, but for me, it would actually, I would take the big plus money with the Blue Jackets or nothing here. Last game on the board, Colorado Avalanche versus the Utah Mammoth in this one. Now, Utah laying $1.40 on the road, plus 120 on the comeback for the Mammoth. Your over-under sets at 6.5. 75% of tickets, 78% of the handle going to the under. 25% of tickets, 22% of the money going to the over. Now, that spread, everybody loves Colorado, though it's early in the day. That could change. But 88% of tickets, 85% of the money going with the Avalanche, 12% of tickets, 15% of the money going with the Mammoth. Colorado unbeaten this year. They're 5-0-1 and 4-2 on the puck line. Utah comes in 4-2, 3-3 on the puck line. Now, since the Mammoth moved to Utah last year, they were the Utah Hockey Club. Last year, 3-1 were the Colorado Avalanche. They handled Utah pretty well last year. When you look at some trends to help you with your handicap on this game, Utah is 5-1 their last 6 at home, 4-1 their last 5 overall. Colorado, we talked about their streak, undefeated this year, and they're 4-1 straight up the last 5 meetings. Remember, we said they've dominated them. The under is cashed 5 of the last 6 games for the Colorado Avalanche, as well as 5 of the last 6 for the Utah Mammoth have cashed to the under. Head-to-head, 4 of the last 5 have cashed to the under there. So it shows why a lot of under money there coming in on that game. Again, I'm not going to touch this one. If I had to play it, though, I know the Avalanche have had their number, and the Avalanche have started out 5-0, but I would actually side with the Mammoth here, but I'm just going to stay away. Again, let's recap our plays. Blue Jays, Mazadar 22, single unit. Pittsburgh Penguins, Mazadar 5, single unit. Edmonton Oilers, Mazadar 35, single unit. And then we're going to do that parlay. Washington Capitals, Rui Hachimura to score at least 10 points for the Lakers in the opener. And Oklahoma City Thunder money line plus 159. That's for a half unit. And I'm also going to put a half unit on the Florida Panthers against the Boston Bruins. Both teams riding a 4-game losing streak coming into that one. As always, follow all of our content, NBA show, college football show. We got a show on everything each and every day, helping you become a better handicapper. God bless and happy handicapping.